Gentlemen, welcome back to our channel. My name is Striker.
My name is Luba.
Today's video is about Belarus and Ukraine. Now, if you guys have been following us over the last sort of couple of months or so, you'll know that we launched Heart Rocket, which is a way for you guys to get to know what's going on and then put you in contact with some legitimate agencies, not scam agencies, not letter writing agencies, not pro-dating agencies, legitimate agencies that will actually take care of you. Now, some of those agencies are not actually in Ukraine, they're actually in Belarus. But why would you go to Belarus and not Ukraine? Is there any significant differences that we need to know about?
I'm gonna tell you now, but before that I just say that a lot of guys are asking about Belarus, and I think that when I went there with a client, actually it was just not an accident, but we just decided to try it there, and it was interesting experience, definitely. And then I realized that a lot of guys are asking about that. They're looking for going there, they're looking to find out more, because there's some information, and at the same time there's, like in Ukraine, of course, it's much more. So in our project we have two very strong and good partners who work in industry for more than 20 years. And with one of them, we created a list of differences between Belarusian ladies and Ukrainian, and it's according to her experience and mine, because she's originally from Ukraine and she lived in Belarus for 24 years. So she lived in a smaller city, it's closer to the Poland, to the border, and it's interesting. So I'm gonna share with you. And of course, guys, don't take it like 100%, because of course there are different people all over the place, but some things I can admit, because I've seen it, that Belarus is definitely much closed than Ukraine. And even Striker usually say that Ukrainian ladies, they have this shell around them and you need to just knock it a little bit, right? Before they open up. Belarusian people have even more. So first thing what I want to mention is that Belarusian ladies are more calm. They're more calm, and they not that temper, and not that showing their feelings and impression like Ukrainian ladies. They more like they will see it and listen to you more, and so this is the first.
They're more reserved.
Yes.
Would you say that?
Yes.
They're more reserved. Okay.
Then they also they talk quieter, they dress more modest, because like in Ukraine, some of you guys can, especially in summer, you can see the ladies open up everything, and in Belarus you will probably not see that. So I don't know how would you call it in general, like how this difference you would call, but they are a little bit more modest,
more conserved again. So they're more conserved physically, how they look, and emotionally.
Actually she mentioned that the ladies are very passionate, but only for her man. Not like in Ukraine, the girl can dress up just to attract everybody's attention, when in Belarus she's more for her man only, like for one and only.
Okay.
Then what else we mention is that it take more time to make a decision for Belarusian lady, but they changing their mind less. So it means that Ukrainian lady can make a fast decision and then she changed her mind, and then
She's just flaky. Ukrainian women. A lot of people say this about Ukrainian women, that they're flaky, To be honest, I've never really seen it that much, but I mean, I can sort of see that some women would be, if they were really bad at being flaky, it would be quite bad. But I don't think it's all Ukrainian women are flaky.
Yeah, it's not, but in Belarus, according to her and her experience, and she working in industry for 24 years, so she say that if they make a decision, it's for sure. But there's another little problem, that Belarusian ladies, they hardly say no. They really worry to offend the person. And
that's good. For some, if you want that answer.
No.
I mean,
yes. She remember you said about rejection, that don't worry, like your video about one of my favorite videos, don't worry to be rejected, it's good to be rejected. Belarusian ladies, they worry to offend. To be honest, I would say the same about Ukrainian ladies. If she it can happen that the lady would not be able to say no, and she will try to find excuse why she actually can't go with you, why she can't move or something, and she will hope that the guy will understand. She will think that maybe guy will understand my hints and he will not
and maybe that's where this flakiness came from. Maybe she's not being flaky, she's just trying to give you a hint, if she's cancelling a date or something like that, she's hoping that she doesn't want to say no, but you'll just go never mind her.
Kind of, yes. And also, they're not as risky and adventure as Ukrainian ladies, because Ukrainian lady, she can do sometimes some crazy stuff with the man, and Belarusian lady, she's more, again, it's kind of more to resist environment, not Reserved, yeah. She's more, let's think about that, let's do that.
So it's more they're more boring.
I don't think, but it's for different people. They're not more boring. They're
Well, yeah, that's right. So they're more like, if you are a guy who's like pretty kind of quiet and you like to just kind of chill, that might be a good option.
yes.
Do you think?
Yes.
I don't know.
Again, I think that if you are very adventurous and you want to try Belarus, you should just ask at the agency and say that, we have, like, it's my desire. And what we talk about, like, in general, the comparison, maybe like if you put 10 women from Belarus and 10 from Ukraine, according to that scale.
Yeah.
Also, as she said, they're less initiative as Ukrainian ladies, because they are really conservative and they truly believe, even in Ukraine the same, but in Belarus probably more, that they expect the guy to take the first step, make all decisions. And if Ukrainian ladies just like it, they like when the man is taking charge and when the guy is like taking a lead role. In Belarus they just can't imagine it differently. So like,
okay, well that's good, because that's why a lot of guys actually leave the West, is because they're tired of the of not being able to take that lead role without being called all kinds of names.
But she said that even they're not very adventurous, they're very, very appreciative, and probably even more than Ukrainian ladies. Like if you do something for them, they would be like super glad and happy and thankful, and like for you doing that for her. Another good and interesting point and difference is that a lot of guys were contacting us, remember, and asking about the religious part. So in Ukraine, you will not. It's harder to find a lady who is like very, very religious and like going to the church all the time. So, but for some guys, it's a good thing. Some guys are looking for that. And in one of the agencies in Belarus that we have, the city is very, very religious. And of course, still you can ask, and like if you don't want that, like they can offer you maybe the lady who is less religious, but they're Catholic. They're close to the Poland. They're close to the border with the West, and it doesn't mean that they're like westernized, but they are Catholic and they're religious there. They go to the church and they follow everything. So that's why maybe they're more modest than Ukrainian ladies in some ways, and more calm and more. I don't want to say like they're more loyal to their man, but it seems that they're more. They're less emotional,
Okay.
like, and emotional for somebody it's good, but this roller coaster, not many guys really want.
I'll just add, like, a lot of guys sometimes say, like, like women in Ukraine are better looking or women in Belarus are better looking. Like, that doesn't really matter. That's just like, that's just rubbish. Like, they all kind of look the same. Not the same, but it's all about the same level, really. They also in Belarus take care of themselves the same way that the ladies in Ukraine are. So, and that's really all you sort of need to know. Don't think that if I just go like 1,000 kilometers that way, they're going to all of a sudden change into a whole new species of human being. It's not going to happen. It's just the same.
Yeah, it's very, because that it was like part of the same system, and the country is very closed. Like they have, like, if you guys been following some news, they didn't even close for quarantine. They didn't even say that virus not exist for them, because like the hard workers and the president is just not allow all that happen. No this collapse economics and etc. So in some ways it's a very good.
It actually says a lot about like the mentality of the people there, doesn't it? Really, like if they didn't shut everything down and completely destroy their economy and trade and stuff like that, it says a lot about the mentality of the people, doesn't it? Like that they're resilient and that they are willing to stand maybe on their own feet. So
one of the videos, the president said, just go to the field and work in the tractor. He said, like, coronavirus is not in a tractor. It's just like there's no coronavirus in the fields to work on that.
Didn't he say go drink vodka? Was that him?
I'm
sure someone said, one of the leaders said, just go and drink vodka and go to work or something. I don't know.
No, it was one of the, like, we have a critical doctor here that like some people really adore, and they were asking, like, what about the immunic, like how can you help your immune system, can you just make it stronger, and like what vitamins should I take? And he say, just like like 2 glasses of wine with your woman in the evening, and good love. It's what he said, and like it will be good immunic vitamin session for you. So anyway, and one more thing that she mentioned that is important, and maybe it's not a plus to Belarus, is that they're less flexible. So they really like to have a plan. They like to know everything. They like to know, like they less flexible to the situation, I would say.
Okay.
But again, I don't think that you can say 100% about everybody like that.
Yeah.
She said that according to her experience, like with this agency, she said that the ladies, if they meet a guy and the guy is not seems like serious for the relationship, they will stop it immediately. They only, like, if the lady decided in Belarus that she want to get married, she want to get married, and there is no way, like there's no like the guy who just want to have a girlfriend, because sometimes we have this request for the guys who said, I only want like a pen pal relationship, or I just want to have a girlfriend to travel with. Probably this is not super best place for you to go and do that. And another one, the last one, it's that she said that I don't know like how to relate that, and I don't know how to answer the question why is that, but they're harder to get to trust you. They're very close, and they I've seen, like when I went on the dates there with the clients and the ladies, I've seen that they're very, like, if Ukrainian ladies already get used to the Western guys coming to Ukraine, Belarusian ladies are very like they suspicious. They kind of like really like and
like what do you want?
And like two ladies were asking, "Are you married? Do you have wife at home?" I was sitting there. I didn't know how to translate that, because they were like, "Why did he come then? Why is he sitting here?" So they're a little bit worried. Yeah, they're suspicious, and
I think also part of it is because like Belarus was pretty well closed off up until like maybe a year or so ago, maybe a little bit more, where you can only get a visa for like 4 days or something, 5 days. Now it's 30 days, so they opened it up recently. So there wasn't this, I guess, this big dating agency movement over there, And like Luba said, the agencies have to have a license. They don't seem to be giving out any more licenses. So it's kind of new and kind of maybe like different. Whereas in places like, say, Odessa, it's kind of normal, It's kind of, there's a lot of agencies, a lot of guys coming over. So maybe that's why they're just sort of like, why are you here? Like, what's your
problem?
What's your problem? What are you doing here? So that might be why. So that might be why they're suspicious. Maybe not so much suspicious as in.
Yeah, it's just new. Yeah,
it's just
right.
new. Yeah, that's what I would say. Okay,
yeah,
anything
it's
else?
kind of, no, it's, I think that we cover like some points, and there is no magnificent difference between Ukrainian and Belarusian ladies, and I do want more guys to be open to go there. If you need to talk about that, if you need to get more information about Belarus, because Striker is right, like it was closed, now you can come there for longer, and then it depends where you come, like, so it's different things that can be discussed, but it is possible, and it's something new, and if you are on this journey, so why not to try?
I've got a question. People might be thinking, what is it expensive there, or is it the same as sort of Ukraine, or is it what if you remember the pricing?
To be honest, everybody say that Belarus is cheap, but when I was there, and even like their currency is stronger, because I remember when I've been, it was like 2 rubles for $1, if I remember correct. Maybe it's different now, but can you have a quick look while I'm talking about that? Because in Ukraine, as you may say, it's like 27 hryvnias per $1. So the currency is very strong. And for me, the prices was not like cheaper than here, but it was quite, of course, it will be cheaper than on the West. So
okay, so $1 US is 2.4.
2.4, yeah. When I was there, it was
rubles.
2. So it's kind of strong. It's good, and so that's why when everything costs, and they have this like cents, and you think, 50 cents, like it's nothing in Ukraine, but there it's like half $1 or like
it's 50 cents.
It's 50 cents. Yeah, it's actually kind of $50 cents.
Yeah.
And also about like difference in language, guys were asking about that they do speak Russian. That's why I think that for you, if you consider learning some language, it would be better to learn Russian than Ukrainian, because then you can travel to Belarus as well. They probably will not understand Ukrainian, even to be honest, like when I went there, Belarusian language, because all the transportation, everything has Belarusian language, it sounds like Russian with a lot of mistakes. So maybe, like, honestly, it sounds so funny when you read. It's like, it's really like the kid would talk. Don't get offense, Belarusia, I love it, but just like it sounds a little bit like Russian with mistakes. So if you speak very good Russian, you will understand what they're talking about. So you can understand. So that's why I think if you're thinking about learning language, Russian is better for you in this matter as well. So we hope that this was useful for you. If you have more questions, please contact us, and we see you next time.
We'll see you next time.